In the time after the Fourth Ninja War, what fans like to refer to as being the blank period or the last era, since most of those stories weren't adapted into the Naruto Shippuden anime, but fans know that quite a bit took place during that time period, especially when it comes to Sasuke's journey towards redemption. There was a lot that took place that a lot of fans don't know about. Well, what if I told you that shortly after Kakashi became the Hokage and Sasuke set out on his redemption journey, Naruto and Sasuke actually teamed up on a mission under the order of Kakashi the Sixth Hokage? Well, in today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about the time where Naruto and Sasuke joined up for an urgent mission at the request of Kakashi the Sixth Hokage. The information comes to us via the Naruto Retsuden story, which is the third and final story in the Naruto Retsuden trilogy, with Kakashi and Sasuke Retsuden being the first two stories in that respective order. In the scene that we're going to look at, Naruto's reflecting on his times post Fourth Great Ninja War and thinking about how Sakura and Iruka were giving him cooking lessons before his wedding to Hinata, to the way that he and Sai and Sakura tried to remove Kakashi's mask while Kakashi was Hokage, with Sai even going so far as to use one of his Super Beast scrolls in the attempt to demask Kakashi. But most importantly, he reflects on how Sasuke briefly returned to the village to help Naruto out on a mission. For a bit of context, during the early bits of Kakashi's tenure as Hokage, there was a need to round up missing shinobi who had gone rogue, in particular those who took advantage of the Fourth Ninja War to desert their countries because they were faking their deaths by taking advantage of the fact that due to all the Bijudamas that were fired off by the Edo Tensei Jinchuriki that got sent away from Naruto's battlefield and elsewhere to detonate, and the Bijudamas being fired off by the Ten Tails, there were some shinobi who couldn't even be identified following the Fourth Ninja War. In fact, even 2 years after the war, Shikamaru was still trying to find a way to identify shinobi by the events of the Shikamaru Hiden novel, where he traveled to the Land of Silence in order to rescue Sai from Gingo. It became clear to Kakashi early on that shinobi had deserted, and so Naruto's first mission under Kakashi was to join Sai on a nearly year-long mission to hunt down shinobi who had gone missing from the various ninja villages, because some of these former shinobi, they'd actually crossed the line. They'd taken up Madara Uchiha's cause, believing that Madara's world of winners and losers being non-existent, they thought that it wasn't necessarily a bad thing, especially after they experienced such a world in the Infinite Tsukiyomi Dream World. They'd gone from being in a perfect world to escaping the God Tree cocoons and seeing dead comrades around them, dead bodies around them, and in some cases it caused those same shinobi their minds to absolutely crack due to the shock to the system that provided, leaving one perfect reality and being plunged into the true reality where death and despair existed, which led to Sakura making those mental health clinics a few years later. But the shinobi who Naruto had been hunting down took extreme measures in some areas to see through Madara's mission for a dream world, like the group that massacred a chunk of the population in the Land of Waves by wanting to pull a Thanos and kill half the population of that village before Naruto and Sai showed up to put a stop to it to one of their missions. It was during this time that Kakashi at one point gave Naruto backup on one of these missions, because as you can tell, things have begun to escalate, and even after Naruto got this backup, as you saw with the Land of Silence mission where Gingo had amassed a whole village of rogue ninjas and brainwashed shinobi, even after this took place, things continued to escalate under Kakashi's tenure as Hokage. So Kakashi brought in Sasuke to assist the future 7th Hokage with his mission, who was still in his knuckleheaded phase, but slowly, ever so slowly, he was growing up in the time after the Fourth Great Ninja War. So with the scene and the context being set, is here I'm going to begin reading the selected passages from the novel. Then I'm going to come back to you guys my thoughts, and it's here that I quote, "Naruto looked up in the air, deep in thought. Let's see. I still laugh about the time after Kakashi Sensei became Hokage. Naruto burst out without any warning. It was a very grandiose recall and a laugh. Naruto continued talking with a happy grin on his face. I was ordered to take on a certain mission to take down a group of ninjas who turned into thieves. Sasuke had showed up unexpectedly to the village and he joined me. That guy, he wasn't a shinobi, strictly speaking of course, but he informally helped me out. Sasuke and Kakashi Sensei, Naruto said. Amano was amazed to her core. Naruto casually mentioned the names of amazing shinobi like it was nothing during their chat. People who everyone had heard their names, but Naruto spoke of them with such familiarity because he knew them before he became Hokage. His personality strangely put her at ease. peace, but it made sense. This person was still the 7th Hokage. That boss's name, he was Kinetsu, but I was always calling him by the wrong name. I called him Kitsune during the strategy meetings. Everyone was aware that I got his name wrong, but because I was being so cocky, nobody pointed it out at first, which made it even funnier. When we got split into two teams, I was on a team with Kiba and Sakura-chan and Shino. That's when Sakura-chan told me I got the name wrong when we were on duty during the mission. Everyone else might not remember this, but I still do, and it drives me crazy. End quote. So I don't know about you, but I can totally see Naruto mixing up the name of his target. Case in point, the way that he was calling chakra Katra until Konohamaru corrected him in Naruto's manga. However, those of you guys who are mythology buffs, you probably picked up on the true meaning of Naruto's era. Kitsune is, in Japanese folklore and mythology, it's a creature that looks like a fox that can transform into a human. It plays tricks. It grows even stronger over time as it ages, which should make you think about Naruto, the boy who had the fox spirit sealed inside of him, who liked to play pranks and was now a teenager being prepared for the Hokage position, still messing up names and still getting words wrong from time to time when he spoke. Kurama, based off of the Kitsune, just like that folklore creature, Kurama grew stronger after a war. You see where the parallels are kind of coming in here. It's kind of clever when you think about it. Naruto is basically hunting down someone whose name was a pun on the very thing that inspired the mythology for Kurama, who was sealed away inside of Naruto. I love that in this scene, we see that Sakura was the only one who felt comfortable enough around Naruto to point out that he got the name wrong during the strategy meeting, which goes back to the familiarity that she has with the character due to the numerous missions that they'd undergone as being members of Team 7. And since Sasuke had already gone out ahead when they were on the strategy mission, when they had the strategy meeting, it makes sense that Sakura was the one who told Naruto the truth. But had Sasuke been there, he wouldn't have hesitated to call him a doofus for getting the name wrong. But at least on Sakura's end, you can actually see some growth, because had that been 5 years ago in the timeline when they were 12 years old and they were fresh gaining, she would have knocked him upside his head for getting the name wrong of their target during the strategy meeting just before they went out on a mission where they had to interact with the target, because calling the target by the wrong name, it could have led to disaster on the mission. The reason why we don't have more details on what happens next is Naruto's mind shifts in typical scatterbrain fashion from the mission that Sasuke helped him out on to thinking about all the various missions that he went on during the time after the 4th Ninja War, the pranks that he was pulling on Kakashi, the high points like Ino and Sai's wedding, him learning how to cook for Hinata before their wedding day because Sakura and Iruka were taking the time to teach him, and a few more memories that might make you laugh or smile depending on what your sense of humor is. Naruto, despite dealing with the chakra illness that Hagoromo suffered from, Naruto still found himself trying to think back to the events of his life after the 4th Ninja War, where there was still some conflict, but Konoha was clearly taking in the moments where they could enjoy peace. To think that the boy who everyone in the village hated or misunderstood or stayed away from at some point would be a 17-year-old war hero going on 18 years old who had all these warm memories is something that really puts a smile on your face, because you just know how many bumps in the road Naruto had to stumble across in order to get to a moment like this. However, that's going to be it for today's video. What do you think about Naruto's rather interesting gaffe during this mission with Sasuke, in particular the strategy meeting? While you think that over, click here to watch the other Naruto Retsuden videos you see on the screen right now.